Management agents can be configured with the Prometheus node exporter or any other preferred exporter software that exposes metrics in the Prometheus format. In order to do that, the management agent needs to be configured to collect the OS metric data. In this video, I will demonstrate how to configure a Prometheus data source to collect metric data with an OCI Management Agent and a Prometheus node exporter. In Oracle Cloud, click the navigation menu. Go to Observability and Management, go to Management Agent, and then click Agents. Now, I see all the agents and gateways installed in this compartment. There are two pages, one for agents and gateways, and another for agents with the data source. In this example, I click the agents with the data source and then click the agent name to view the agent details including the host, OS, compartment data, disk usage, and availability. Here's the data sources field that lists the number of data sources available for this agent, which includes how many data sources are available on this namespace, the type of data source, and when it was created. Click the Manage Data Source option to add, edit, or delete a data source. Next, let's take a look at how to add a data source. Click Add Data Source. Select a type from the drop-down list. Enter the name. In this example, I enter Prometheus A and then select the compartment where the metrics should be uploaded. Enter the metric namespace. This is the OCI monitoring namespace where the metrics will be uploaded. Enter a URL where you want to publish the metrics. This is the URL of the network proxy that provides access to the Prometheus exporter's endpoint. Next, I can add a custom metric dimension by entering a key value pair. I can use the metric dimensions to create custom fixed values that will be used as dimensions for every uploaded data point. Then I can configure monitoring that's based on these metrics. To do that, click Add Metric Dimension. Enter the dimension name and a dimension value. For example, I can enter a profile and define that it's in production. Or I can enter a team and define the value as development. Now I can track these metrics. To control the metrics even more, click Optional Properties. For example, you can use these options to specify that certain metrics should flow through the monitoring service. Enter a star. Entering a star indicates all the metrics. I can define a specific OCI monitoring resource group, and then the resource group will be assigned to each of the emitted metrics. Or I can schedule an interval, define a proxy, define a connection, a data limit, or define a timeout for connecting to the Prometheus exporter's endpoint. After you define the options, click Add to add the data source. Now there is a work request that was successfully sent to the agent to validate and create this data source I just defined for the Prometheus exporter. After a few seconds to process the request, I see the new data source just created and the work order. Now I can click the data source link or the option to manage the data source to view or edit the data source properties. Now that I installed and configured the Prometheus exporter for a management agent, I can use an OCI monitoring service to start setting up alarms on any of the scraped metrics. Now, let's take a look at a dashboard displaying these metrics in an OCI monitoring service. In this example, I can open a logging analytics dashboard with a metric data source. On this dashboard, there are a few widgets configured with an existing Prometheus data source. To configure the widgets, make sure to select the compartment and the metric namespace for the management agent when the data source was defined. Now I can configure any of these Prometheus exporters through an existing management agent. You can find the related documentation in the description below this video.